Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 18 of albums that are 50 years old in 2022 as we look back on the great year in music that was 1972. This particular one released February 12th, 1972 for the Criteria label. No, that was actually, sorry, for the Capricorn label. It was recorded in Criterion Studios in Miami, Florida, produced by Tom Dowd. Of course, I'm talking about the third album, the double album by the Allman Brothers Band, Eat a Peach, part live, part studio, a notable album for a lot of reasons. One of them not a very good one. This is the final recordings of the late, great Duane Allman, who, of course, was killed in a motorcycle accident during the recording of this album, so he only appears on part of it. Well, he appears on a good chunk of it because, of course, the live stuff that's on this album was recorded from the Fillmore East, right? So the stuff that didn't make the Fillmore album got on here. Of course, later versions of the Fillmore East classic live album would put all that stuff back to where it always should have been, right? But here we've got a live album, a double album, live and studio. It was a big seller for the band. This was a platinum album. I think it reached number 4 on the Billboard charts here in the U.S. Duane Allman, slide guitar, lead guitar, acoustic guitar. He does not appear, the tracks he does not appear on are Ain't Wasting Time No More, Libreas in A minor, and Melissa. Dickie Betts, lead guitar, lead vocals on Blue Sky. Greg Allman, lead vocals, Hammond organ, piano, Fender Rhodes electric piano, and a little acoustic guitar. Barry Oakley on bass guitar, who sadly would leave us a year later. In the same stretch of highway, also in a motorcycle accident, just horrible stuff. Johanny Johansson, otherwise known as J-Mo on drums and congas, and Butch Trucks on drums, percussion, timpani, gong, vibes, and tambourine. Like I mentioned, you got Tom Dowd producing the album, a landmark album for the band. I mean, this is a band that was just kind of steamrolling to great success. You had those first two fantastic live albums that didn't really eat up the charts, but they were, a kind of a breeding ground for the band's live reputation. They would be touring relentlessly, and that's where they would really be getting a lot of attention. Of course, they released the Live at the Fillmore album, which was their breaking point, and then this also was a big seller for the band. Unfortunately, steeped in tragedy, but still classic stuff. So, of course, it kicks off the side one of the original 2 LP set. You've got the 3 tracks that do not include any Duane Allman guitar work on it. So they finished after Duane had passed, and they decided to go and finish up the album and continue on. They went back into the studio, recorded these 3 gems. So you got Ain't Wasting Time No More, which is just a good kind of bluesy southern rocker, right? Really good, catchy song, very uplifting, and great vocal from Greg on it. And here you have Dickie in the soul guitar slot, right, or soul lead guitarist in the band. Liz Brer's in A minor is a terrific Dickie Betts instrumental. Dickie Betts wrote great instrumentals, and it's just funny how, a lot of people talk, of course, about Elizabeth Reed and a couple of the other great instrumentals that they did early in their catalog, but I think this particular one doesn't get enough credit. It's almost got a Santana-like flair to it, and it's just really good, great bass from Barry Oakley, and the percussion and drums are just spot on, and some really, really hauntingly great guitar work from Dickie in the song, and of course the organ, just such a great song, 9 minutes long, it's a mini epic. Then you got Melissa, of course, which was the big hit from the album, really good acoustic type piece, right? Excellent. Then you got, of course, continue on throughout the double album set, you've got the 33-minute and change Mountain Jam, live from the Fillmore, which is just chock full of soloing from everybody you can imagine. This is the big gargantuan jam piece that the Allmans played all the time back in the day, and still, in more recent times before before we lost Greg as well and the band called it a day, they would still pull out Mountain Jam every so often. That's just an excuse to, have everybody contribute and go off into solo world and go into uncharted waters and do their thing, right? Also, you got One Way Out, which is another really, really terrific song from the Fillmore. Killer blues rock. Same thing with Trouble No More, an old Muddy Waters track. In fact, One Way Out was an Elmore James song. Sonny Boy Williamson, and Trouble No More is the last live song. So you get those 3 live tracks from the Fillmore, all fantastic. Okay. But, even from back when this was originally released, those songs should have been on the Fillmore album, which should have been released as a triple album, right? But like I said, they rectified that in subsequent years. But still cool to have it here nonetheless. Then you've got 3 more tracks, right, which we're going on to the rest of side 3, excuse me, of the vinyl and into side 4. You've got, and the way they kind of, on the CD is different than the way the LP. So on the LP, they actually split Mountain Jam up into 2 sections. So you got the first half of it on disc or LP2, side 2 of the LP, and then side B, Jesus, of vinyl 2. God, this gets confusing. So side 2 of the LP, Mountain Jam first half, or 19 and change. Side 4 of the LP, okay, of the double disc set, you got Mountain Jam continued about 15 minutes and change, or roughly thereabouts. So so Mountain Jam split into 2 parts. Strange how they did that, right? But again, that's what you had, the limitations of vinyl, right? On side 3, however, okay, like I mentioned, you get the 2 live tracks. You get One Way Out, Trouble No More, and then you get the additional recorded studio tracks that actually do have Duane on them. So you get this nice, cool, but kind of too brief rocker called Stand Back. Really like that a lot. That's a underrated little gem in their catalog. Then you got another Dickie track, Blue Sky, which actually features his first vocal performance in the band. And that's more of kind of like a country rock type of thing, but really, really works. It's got some great back and forth lead guitars from Duane and Dickie. Of course, if you've been following the Allman Brothers Band all these years, you know that they would turn Blue Sky, especially in the Warren Haynes years, into this big, 10, 15 minute long extravaganza with these really, really lengthy guitar solos, and just such a great uplifting song anyway. And then the last track on the album, written by Duane, is Little Martha. This great little acoustic piece, just wonderfully haunting, beautiful stuff, and kind of fitting that, at least on the CD anyway, that's the last track that you get on here, because it's kind of like a lovely little farewell to Duane, sort of, right? So there you have it. Eat a Peach from the Allmans. Do I have anything to show you in the CD? Yeah, got to throw that out there, right? There you go. Classic album from the Allman Brothers Band, one of the greats, one of the great bands here from the U.S. of all time, and that is my pick for today, day 18. So list your comments below. Well, list your pick as well for day 18, but also let's hear some love and some comments on Eat a Peach, one of the great albums of all time, and one of the gems in the Allman Brothers Band discography. And visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for all sorts of more stuff here on the channel, because we've got great shows like Hudson Valley Squares, In the Prague Seed, What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, The Monsters Den, UK Connection, Friday Morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff, Album Homework Assignment, Ranking the Album Show, Rants, Top 10 Songs. We do all sorts of fun stuff here. Guitarist Corner once a month. Yeah. This is a fun place to be, with all sorts of great programming that we bring you each and every week. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell. And also consider making a channel donation below via our Ko-Fi link. We've also got the link to our merch page for all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility shirts and hoodies and hats and caps and coffee mugs and stickers and all that fun stuff. So check that out as well, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning with another album that's turning 50 years old here in 2022. Thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. See you soon. Bye-bye.